The man casually dropped a cigarette butt, but the next second, his face was filled with horror. The lawn seemed to have a mind of its own, scattering rapidly in all directions as if frightened. This scene terrified him. He couldn't help but bend down, wanting to see what was hidden beneath the lawn. When his fingers touched the ground, he felt a slimy and cold sensation, making him even more uneasy. He quickly picked up a nearby shovel, eagerly began to dig. As the soil was turned over, the man was astonished to find that beneath the lawn was not the familiar soil, but a massive block of yellow putty. This discovery plunged him into deep fear. He urgently called for his wife, Lisa. The two decided to dig together, wanting to find out what was hidden beneath this lawn. After digging for a long time, they still couldn't find any valuable clues. Just as Lisa was about to give up, a strange cry suddenly came from the sky. The sound was shrill and harsh, as if from another world. The man's heart tightened. He quickly brought a ladder, wanting to climb to the roof to find out. After climbing onto the roof, the scene in front of him left him dumbfounded. He saw that the entire community was full of the same detached villas, row upon row, densely packed, stretching to the end of sight. He felt a wave of despair, wondering what kind of place this was. A few months ago, he and Lisa had come to a sales office, looking forward to owning their own house. The salesman, Matt, enthusiastically introduced the advantages of their real estate. Although the real estate is located in the suburbs, they are all detached large villas. The price is incredibly low, only $50 per square meter. For the couple, it was an irresistible temptation, so they immediately followed Matt here. However, things became stranger and stranger. When they really stepped into this community, they found that there was no one here. All the villas looked exactly the same and more closely arranged. This eerie scene made the men uneasy. They followed Matt to Villa No. 9. The interior decoration, home appliances, and furniture were all complete, and it was completely free. If they paid a deposit that day, they could also be exempted from a year's property management fee. Such terms were irresistible. The couple excitedly visited the villa. When they were ready to leave, they found that Matt and his car were gone. The two stood there waiting for a long time, but they never saw Matt again. The man noticed something was wrong. He took Lisa and planned to drive away. However, no matter how they drove, they couldn't leave this community. An ordinary community made them lost. Every time they returned to the door of Villa No. 9, the man began to suspect that Lisa's driving skills were a problem. So he changed to drive and let Lisa navigate with his phone. They were horrified to find that the phone had no signal here. Helplessly, the man decided to continue driving in one direction, trying to leave this eerie place. As the sky darkened, they still couldn't leave this community. In the end, the car stopped at the door of Villa No. 9 because it ran out of gas. The exhausted couple had to rest in the villa for a night. In the villa, they found that there was actually a bottle of champagne and some strawberries in the refrigerator. The hungry couple didn't think much. They decided to eat something to fill their stomachs first. However, the taste of the strawberries was like eating rubber. There was no taste at all. They barely got through the night. The next morning, the man was eager to find a way out. Since the car was out of gas, they could only walk to look for it until the sun went down. They still couldn't walk out of this community. When they were almost in despair, Lisa suddenly noticed a glimmer of light coming from a window. They rushed into that villa excitedly, but they found that it was still Villa No. 9. What's even stranger is, there was an extra cardboard box at the door, filled with daily necessities and food. This made them feel like they were trapped in an inescapable cage. The man and Lisa were terrified. The man angrily lit the cardboard box on fire, trying to burn the curtains with fire, forcing the manipulator behind the scenes to appear. The fire spread rapidly. The whole villa soon turned into ashes, but no one appeared at all. The couple, exhausted to the extreme, had to spend the night by the roadside. Lisa woke up earliest in the morning. She noticed that a cardboard box appeared not far away. She opened it, surprised to find a cute baby boy inside the box. There was a note attached to the box. The couple was panicked. What's even more chilling, a No. 9 villa that was originally burned to ashes actually reappeared intact in front of them. In order to escape from here, they had no choice but to accept this baby boy. The boy's growth rate was astonishing. In just 2 weeks, he grew into a 10-year-old child. His appearance was strange. His behavior was even more peculiar. He often imitated the couple's tone and behavior. What's worse, every time he felt hungry or angry, he would make a shrill and harsh cry. Until Lisa met his requirements, the man always thought about ways to escape. One day, he suddenly thought of an idea. They put the garbage into the cardboard box every day. The next morning, there would be a box of fresh food at the door, as long as they could catch the person changing the cardboard box. they could find the manipulator behind the scenes. On this day, they stared at the cardboard box at the door, looking forward to the appearance of the mysterious person. But just a moment's distraction, the cardboard box had been changed. Lisa returned to the room in despair, but the man did not give up. At this moment, the cigarette butt he casually threw out actually scared away the nearby lawn. Then what happened at the beginning? This discovery made the man extremely excited. He thought there might be a passage to the outside world hidden under the grass. In order to escape from this place, he began to dig crazily. He firmly believed that this was the only way to leave. But after several weeks of effort, he still had nothing. His body also became extremely weak due to overwork and malnutrition. Lisa watched her husband so persistent in digging, both distressed and helpless, but she couldn't dissuade him because digging has become his only spiritual sustenance. At the same time, the boy's behavior became more and more strange. Every night he would quietly turn on an old TV, watching some strange symbols and images. Seems to be learning some mysterious knowledge. The boy's strange behavior made the couple more and more frightened. Finally, one day, when the boy screamed loudly because of the unsuitable food, the man's patience reached the limit. He angrily picked up the boy. Despite Lisa's dissuasion, he still locked the boy in the car, wanting to vent his anger in this way, even forcing the manipulator behind the scenes to appear. But Lisa, driven by maternal love, regardless of the man's objections, opened the car door and let the boy out. This move made the man extremely disappointed. The gap between the couple deepened more and more. Since then, the man became silent. Every day he only digs. When he is tired, he rests in the pit. And Lisa took on the responsibility of taking care of the boy. Although she is filled with fear and unease, still choose to believe the promise on the cardboard box. This morning, the boy suddenly disappeared. Lisa searched everywhere in the community, but she could not find the boy's trace. Until that evening, the boy came back home with a book. Lisa opened the pages of the book, found that it was full of symbols and patterns she couldn't understand. When she asked the boy where he got this book, the boy just smiled mysteriously, said it was a secret. Lisa decided to use the way of playing games to guide the boy to tell the truth. She asked the boy to imitate the man and her own expressions and actions. Every time the boy imitated it vividly, she would give warm applause and praise. Gradually the boy let go of his guard. Seeing the right time, Lisa suggested that the boy imitate the person who sent the book today.
Are you overwhelmed again, Mother?
I am not your mother.
3 months later, the boy has become a strong young man. During this period, Lisa gradually revealed the secret behind him. The boy is not human, but a puppet controlled by some mysterious power. Lisa takes care of the boy every day like a servant, afraid that she and her husband will be eaten by this mysterious boy. She deeply regrets she shouldn't have stopped her husband from killing the boy. Now the couple can only pray that the boy will not hurt them. At the same time, the husband, due to long-term excavation, his body has become extremely weak. The burden of escaping from this place naturally falls on Lisa. One day she decided to follow the boy, to see where he goes with the book every day. Perhaps you can find clues to escape from here. But in an instant, the boy disappeared without a trace. On the other hand, the husband, while digging, unexpectedly discovered a body wrapped in plastic. Terrified, he hurriedly climbed out of the pit, wanting to tell Lisa about this astonishing discovery, but his weakened body made it almost impossible for him to move. Eventually collapsing by the roadside, Lisa noticed something was wrong with her husband, quickly went to help him back to the room to rest, but the boy locked them out. No matter how Lisa knocked on the door, the boy never responded. With no other choice, the couple had to spend the night in the car. The next morning, Lisa found her husband's condition had worsened. She knocked on the door again, begging the boy to help save her husband. The boy coldly told her there was no need to save the man anymore, then turned and left. Lisa could only watch helplessly as her husband breathed his last in her arms. For the husband, this might also be a kind of relief. Late at night, the boy came back again with a cardboard box. Lisa thought it contained food, but when she opened the box, she found a body bag inside. Lisa fell into extreme panic. The boy, however, coldly put the husband's body into the body bag and threw it into the pit the husband had dug himself. Seeing all this, Lisa completely broke down. The next morning, Lisa secretly hid in the car, waiting for the boy to go out. When he finally left, Lisa seized the opportunity and attacked from behind with a pickaxe. The boy let out a scream, crawled to the roadside on all fours, and actually quickly opened the ground and crawled in. Lisa followed closely, but was surprised to find a hidden world underground. She fell into a blood-colored room, seeing a little boy sitting next to the TV watching those eerie patterns. A woman crying silently in the kitchen. Lisa was stunned by this scene because it was exactly like her living room. Before she could react, the ground under her feet slid like quicksand, dragging her into another room. As the space kept changing, Lisa saw more families trapped in this eerie space. Just like them, eventually, Lisa returned to the familiar Villanelle 9. She dragged her exhausted body out of the door, let out a desperate scream, and fell to the ground. At this moment, the boy appeared unscathed. He also put Lisa into a body bag. The pit that the husband had dug so hard became the couple's grave. The boy quickly filled in the pit. Grass covered all the traces, as if nothing had ever happened. At the end of the story, the boy drove to the sales office. At this time, Matt was dying. Seeing the boy's arrival, he took off the badge on his chest with his last strength, then closed his eyes. The boy put on the badge expressionlessly, took out the prepared body bag and receipt from the drawer, put Matt's body into it, and affixed the receipt to the bag. Then he folded the bag and put it into the drawer. From then on, he became the new Matt. At this time, the sales office welcomed a new couple.